Hello, everyone out there in the void. Viewers was back after procrastinating it again. I've got like 3 reviews back to back to back that I'm going to be trying to roll out, so I really got to stop putting these off. Anyway, cracking open the collection again. We're over halfway through and chugging along. This time, Blood Tide. I've given up the point not to have it on here. It's this one here. It's a little bit bigger at least. But Blood Tide. This one's the first time I watched this one, which was actually several years ago. So this is the second time I've seen Blood Tide. The first time I found it a little hard to follow, but watching it this time I really didn't have that issue. And what can I say about this one? It has James Earl Jones quoting Shakespeare as a roguish treasure hunter. That's all you need to know. Go see it just based on that. James Earl Jones makes most things watchable, to be honest. So, yeah, that's really where I am on this one. Okay, so what it's actually about. A newlywed couple is searching for the man's sister, and finally tracks her down to this island in Greece, and happens upon her there, who she's staying at a monastery. Where she's staying at a monastery, restoring religious art icons, and is introduced to her friend Fry, played by R. James Earl Jones, who's doing some illegal diving and as an amateur archaeologist, he's a treasure hunter. So him and his sultry lady friend are working on that, while the sister, Madeline, hangs up in the monastery doing their thing. And it's about them realizing things are a little strange here, and try to convince Madeline to leave. Now, Fry, in his explorations, opens up a chamber that unleashes a creature that was once worshipped as a god in this location, letting it begin prowling the waters once more, looking for sacrifices. And as Madeline continues to restore the artworks, she realizes just how long this creature may have been here, and some of the darker purposes of the worship of it may have once entailed. So, a lot works in this movie, actually, and there's a few things that don't quite. Now, first off, the acting in this is pretty solid. Now, James Earl Jones is amazing. And the woman that played Madeline did a very good job, too. Do I have her name? Deborah Shelton. Anyway, James Earl Jones and his Fry commented that refer to her as Mad Madeline, as she seems to be slowly getting more spacey and slightly unhinged. Now, one of the weak points of this movie is it doesn't accurately just show why she's becoming increasingly out of it. It hints at it. So seeing it the second time did help me with that a little bit more. It seems to be the influence of the god or monster that's imprisoned under the island. It seems to have designs for her, and she's one who seems to have been drawn to this place by the creature. So, there's that. So, however, her descent into it is kind of off and on and commented on, but never really properly reacted to, so that part doesn't work nearly as well. But I will say the scenes of her working with the icons and slowly peeling back layers to find the newer or older works underneath, but was really well done. In particular, she's finally revealing the true image that was hidden is fairly suspenseful. Also, I will say the opening scene in this movie worked very well. There's a little bit of narration, but other than that, it's just witnessing a sacrifice. It doesn't know the time period, but it was like 100+ years ago, of a girl on a raft to this monster, and it's creepy. They do a good job keeping the monster hidden. Occasionally you'll see like a hand or just the jaws of it, but they don't show it too soon, and that's a strength. Particularly because of another weakness of this film is the monster, when seen in full underwater, does look kind of ridiculous. But when they're only showing bits and pieces, it works pretty well. So monster design isn't the strongest. Because some of that does come from being a bit of a dated film and I believe having a lower budget. This one was 1982. But it works with what it has and does a fairly good job of it. This was a British production, and I believe it was actually filmed in Greece, so a little bit of international color there, which is definitely welcome. I don't know if there's too much more to say without going into a direct play-by-play, but I will say that some of the implications about what the monster's after with Madeline is definitely on the darker end, but it more maintains it as a creepy wrongness, so I kind of like that. So this movie isn't great by any means, but there is enough here that I think it's worth checking out, particularly just for the performances alone. Like the main couple is probably the weakest aspect of this, as they're kind of the outsiders just coming to terms with this. Some of the Greek villagers have how much they know and how much they don't know is creepily portrayed. And all the characters that are already on the island, between Fry and Madeline and Barbara, the lady who's on James Earl Jones' arm, are all done very well. With the exception of how Fry treats Barbara, their relationship clearly isn't healthy with how he doesn't treat her well. A lot of basic verbal abuse stuff there was a little hard to watch. But it is keeping in character with these characters, so I think it plays out well enough, but it was a little hard to watch it that way. This one, I'm going straight up the middle. It's 3 MacGuffins. It's a solid 3 MacGuffins, so I did enjoy this one. It's not a movie I'm going to watch very often by any means, but it's not one I'm going to regret rechecking out every once in a while. Alright, well, I'm going to keep this one a little bit shorter as I've got a couple more to soldier through, so take care and have a good night.